Lisa Nichols is a celebrated motivational speaker who has inspired millions through her seminars and her role as a featured teacher in The Secret. She went from being a broke single mom on public assistance to becoming a millionaire entrepreneur and best-selling author of 6 books. And today we're going to learn her best advice on how to embrace fear. Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time!
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and every morning I bring you a shot of Entspresso to help you believe in yourself more and start your day with confidence. So good morning, I believe in you, and let's do this. Over to you, Lisa Nichols.
Over my career, and I've been in business over 20 years now, people from all around the world, students at every level, whether they are newly into launching their business or they've been in business themselves for 10, 15 years, ask the question, how do I overcome fear? I'm about to disrupt you completely because I am not going to give you a strategy to overcome fear. Because if I even attempt to give you a strategy, and I know we're always looking at stuff, reading things, how to overcome fears. There are probably 10 steps to overcoming fear somewhere out there. They weren't written by me, and I could never write it. Because I don't think you wait to overcome fear to live the life of your dreams or the one that you deserve or to blow your own mind. I personally, and I'm teaching you from my life lessons, from what I've studied, what I've applied, what I've implemented, what I've fallen from, what I've soared from, what I've gotten up from. And I don't think you focus on learning how to overcome fear, though there are things that helps to mitigate your fear. Information mitigates fear. Training and developing your skill set mitigates fear. I teach speaking. I love teaching people how to speak powerfully. Not to speak to be great, but to speak to be unforgettable. Whether you're a speaker or whether you're a manager, whether you're in retails or in network marketing, whatever it is, when you open your mouth, you want to be unforgettable. And people always say, Lisa, how do I overcome the fear of speaking? I say, let's not focus on the fear of speaking because energy grows where energy goes. So let's not focus on overcoming fear. Let's focus on building a muscle that naturally dissolves fear. And that muscle is the muscle of information, the muscle of education, and the muscle of skill set. So if you know more and then you develop the skill set, you won't be as afraid to do that thing that you're talking about. But the other side to that, now I'm going to disrupt you a bit. So the first part, not so disruptive. That means go get it more information, give fear what fear needs to reduce itself, meaning information skill set. But this other part that I'm going to tell you, this might be disruptive. How about you not try to mitigate, resolve, or get past, or overcome, whatever you want to call it? How about you not try to do that with fear? How about you allow the fear to sit with you? You just commit to keep moving, even with the fear. So many times in my life and in my career, I was afraid. The difference between me and most is that I still move forward with the fear. Fear does not have a past to stop you. Fear does not have a past to stop you. First of all, let me just tell you this. Just like compassion, just like love, just like respect, just like any other feeling you feel for someone, fear is just a feeling. We just give fear more power. We say, when compassion comes, I hug, I love. When understanding comes, when joy comes, when humor comes, I laugh. But when fear comes, I get to stop. What if you change the meaning to that? Ooh, just stick with me right here. What if you change your dance with fear? What if you tell fear, you're welcome in my life because you're gonna come. Can't keep you away. But when you come, I'm not going to stop.
You've got big goals, big dreams, big ambitions. Anything that's big, that's worth doing, will come with a healthy dose of fear. Because it's scary, it's unknown, it's uncertain. Now is the time to teach yourself that when you're afraid, you do. You jump in, you don't run away, not anymore. So I used to have a strategy that I borrowed from Jeff Bezos, which was the regret minimization framework. It's what he called it. Basically, try to live life with as few regrets as possible. To try to imagine yourself being 95 years old, at the end of your life, looking back and saying, like, this moment right here, if I don't do this thing right here, right now, I'm going to regret it my entire life. And the idea of that is to create a pain that's bigger than the pain that you're facing right now, because you're afraid of something. The thing that you want to do, you're afraid of. And so you create a bigger fear, which is decades of regret, and let that weigh on you. And that bigger fear then forces you to take action against a smaller fear. You're basically picking the lesser of two evils. I haven't done that in the past couple of years because instead I've focused on, if I'm afraid of it, that means I have to do it just because. I want to build the muscle for myself. I think this is one of the greatest things you can do as a human being for your self-worth, for your self-confidence, for your self-respect, is to teach yourself that you do scary things. That the fact that you're afraid, as long as it's not putting your health at risk, right? We're not jumping from an airplane with no parachute. As long as it's not against your values, you're not going to go steal something from a store, right? Most of the things that you're afraid of are not actually putting your health at risk or somebody's health at risk or against your core values. You're afraid of failing. You're afraid of looking bad in front of somebody else. You're afraid of saying you're going to do something and then it not working out. That's what we're afraid of. Other people's opinions, typically. That is not a good enough reason anymore. And so if you hear yourself saying, this is what I do for myself. Whenever I hear myself saying, well, that's difficult, that's scary, that's hard, that is now no longer an acceptable reason. Because you do scary, you love hard. Everything you want is in the other side of your fears. What do you want? You want to live a life where you're just never afraid? What is that? That's not an overly confident person. That just means you're living life totally inside your comfort zone. You are just waking up every day and photocopying and repeating the same day over and over and over and over and over again. Think about it. If you're never afraid of anything, you have zero fear in your life, you hate your life because you're just repeating it every single day. And so to be afraid of something and then not do it and play small is almost worse, because you know you're capable of more. You want to be out there. You want to be playing with those people out there. You know you can be there, and yet you don't do it. You've got your foot on the gas and the brake at the same time. So I want to stomp that out today in this video. You do scary things. Fear is no longer an acceptable reason for not taking action. Now I've got a 3-step process that I want to walk you through that will help you eliminate that destructive mindset. But before that, if you want to learn to have more self-love and motivation, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
We validate who we are by what we're doing for other people. So many times I get the question, how do I prevent failure? And I'd love for you to spend that same energy going, how could I ensure that I soar? Cognitive dissonance is when you have literally thought about a version of yourself that you're not currently living right now.
Okay, so how do we do it? When we come up against our fear, how do we make sure we're running into it, jumping into it instead of running away? 3 steps, let's go. Step number 1 is scary, difficult, or hard. Whenever you hear yourself saying, or writing, or telling a friend, or thinking to yourself, well, that's scary, that's difficult, and that's hard, that means it's go time. The fact that you said those words means you have to go do it, just because. To try to train yourself that when you say scary, you say difficult, or you say hard, it's go time. You do it because you don't want to train the opposite. This is what most people have done. You've trained yourself that when you come up against something scary, you back down. When you come up against something that's difficult or hard, you play small. And that then reinforces, that cycle reinforces itself over and over. That becomes your conditioning. And that's what you need to eradicate out. And that's what you start testing and trying and implementing right now. So whenever you hear yourself or writing or you're talking to a friend, and you can enlist your friends and family too, and tell them, whenever you hear me saying scary, difficult, or hard, I need you to call me out. I need to say, look what you said it. Now you have to do it and jump in, because that's what you do. Step number 2 is trust your bold ideas. I'm a big believer that the ideas that come to you when you're feeling bold and confident and powerful are actually the best things for you, and then your brain talks you down from doing them, because your brain is designed to keep you safe, to keep you small, to keep you protected, right? That's what our brain does. And so you have these moments where you go off, and maybe you're at an event, or you watch a video, or you have a great conversation with a friend. You have this out of the ordinary experience that then makes you feel like, I can do more than what I'm doing right now. You felt it. You know you felt bold, powerful, confident at some point, and you've come up with a decision. Say, I'm going to do this. And then what happens? The next day, you're back to where you were before. It's like, that person was crazy. I thought I could do that. That's not possible. No, that is possible. That is you. That's the real you. That's buried deep inside, that you squashed down, that has to come out. And so it's trust in your bold ideas. Believe that the ideas that come to you when you're feeling bold, confident, are not the crazy ones. It's crazy not to do them. Those are your best ideas, and it's your duty, your obligation to yourself, to your family, and to the world to follow through on them. Trust your bold ideas. And then number 3 is expect to suck at the start. I don't know why we expect to be great at the beginning. Go back and watch my videos, right? This is 6,000, 7,000 videos later. I don't know how many videos are on this channel. I sucked at the beginning. I sucked. It was brutal. Expect to suck. It doesn't mean you suck as a person. You just don't have the skill sets yet. And so you're trying to do this scary thing. You've never done it before. You may not have the mentors, the guides, the skill sets, the tools. You've never done this before, right? It's the first time. Don't expect to be great. This is what happens. We expect it to work out perfectly the first time. You start doing it. You don't get the initial results and say, see, your brain starts kicking in. See, I knew you couldn't do it. That's the voice inside your head. You need to adopt the opposite. Right? You expect not to get results at the beginning. What you pay attention to is the progress. Did I get better than I was yesterday? Did I make a video in less time than I did yesterday? Am I getting a little bit more confident? Did I stumble a little bit less than I did the other day? When you pay attention to the progress as opposed to the results, especially at the beginning where you're not going to get any results, that's the key thing that can help you build the momentum and stop succumbing to the fear. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I wanna know, what is the scary thing that you've been putting off? You know you're capable of more. You know you wanna do it. You've come up with some really great reasons why you can't. What is that scary thing? Let me know, put it down in the comments below. And if you made it this far in the video, I wanna celebrate you. Believe Nation, we don't just watch videos, we do something about it. So if that's you and you commit, you promise to take action, give me a hashtag believe down in the comments as well. And also tell me where you're from. Show some local pride. I wanna celebrate you.
What do you think is holding people back from growing a business, starting and growing a business to a certain level?
Well, initially what holds them back is fear. So fear of failure, fear of success, and then failing, fear of disappointment, fear of being embarrassed, fear of being ashamed, fear of being guilty, fear of losing money, fear of fill in the blank. There's over 50 different types of fear that holds most people back, but they're unaware of it. It's like a silent, hidden enemy that's locked deep in their non-conscious brain. This is the area that I study, and that's my life's work now, is understanding what actually drives the perceptions that people have about themselves and what's possible for them to achieve. And what's the difference between somebody who says, yes, I want it, I believe I can have it, I believe I could do it, but then there's another voice that they listen to more that says, but you're not smart enough, but you're not good enough, but what if you fail, what if you succeed? So there's voices in our head that most people have not learned how to really just pay attention to, because the voices that you hear, the thoughts that you're having, the conscious ones and even the non-conscious ones that percolate up to consciousness, if you pay attention, you can manage where they go, because that's what actually fires the electrical signal and the chemical response that drives behavior. And most people don't understand, it's like a spark plug. One spark plug, turns the car on and you can push the gas and go. The other spark plug basically turns the car off and your brake is on. Most people don't think of their body, their mind as a system that they actually own. And so we haven't been given the user's manual for that. So fear is one, but then it's all the non-conscious conditioning that prevents people from taking the actions that are needed.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.